Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the first episode of The Word, My Doubts with Dilly. That's me. And today we're going to be starting with the first chapter of the Bible. Now, I say I'm going to read the Bible from beginning to end. Does that make sense? Is that going to work? I have no idea. But like in the last episode, episode 0, I did say I have less than a basic knowledge of the Bible. So it's not like I can just pick out a verse and read and just go to something because I don't know. As a matter of fact, I went to a dear friend of mine's baby shower just a few days ago. And instead of having a guest book, she had the Bible and wanted her guests to highlight a verse or a passage that resonated with them, with them having a child, like whichever verse makes a verse for them, the expecting parents. And I could not contribute. I couldn't tell you a verse. I couldn't open the book and even pretend to know. So I was not able to highlight any passage for them. Maybe at some point I will be. So yeah, does it make sense to do from beginning to end? I have no idea, but we shall see. So, and before we fully get started, I do want to be transparent on something. I try to be as transparent as I can. So the last episode, looking over, while I was reading my notes, the notes that I wrote and read over to check, I started to become emotional. Like I felt like I could cry. And I thought that was very, very strange. And after, when I finished recording, I was with my Auntie Millie. And if you watch my vlogs, you know Auntie Millie. And me and Auntie Millie talking, I'm going to start cry. I couldn't believe. And she even said that she felt to cry. And I didn't understand that. What is this? And I got upset because why am I crying? What could cause this? I have no idea. It was very strange. Did not love that. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I got a little emotional reading back my notes. So yeah, that was something very interesting. But all right, so we're gonna dive in to the Bible, to the first chapter. And look here, I'm gonna read it. I don't know yet how I'm going to structure it. Am I just gonna read the whole chapter and then talk about it, or if any little point that like a question that comes up into my head, maybe I'll say something, or I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. And you guys out there, you guys can let me know what you would like, how you would like this to go. Am I going to read the whole chapter and I'm not going to get bored? I don't want to bore you. So yeah, I don't really understand how this works, right? So I see different numbers. I'm guessing those are the verses, but some of the verses look like just one sentence. For instance, okay, Genesis, chapter 1, the creation of the world. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That looks like that's one verse, because then the next one says 2. All right, so let's start over. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, and God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Okay? And God said, let there be expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. Does that mean river, ocean, lake? Okay, I don't know. And God made the expanse and separate. Wait, did I read that already? No, it's saying the same thing. Hold on. And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven, and there was evening and there was morning the second day. I have no idea what that means. Are there underground water? I have no idea what that means. Okay. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters were gathered together, he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind on the earth. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and a tree bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its own kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heaven to separate the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. I have a question. Let me finish this first. And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light of the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the fourth day. Okay, I don't understand something. Looks like in verse 3, God said, let there be light, and there was light, and the light was good. So why all the way in, I don't even know what verse this is, but later on is when he created the sun and the moon and the stars. So what light was created before? He already said, let there be light. So what light was that if it was not the sun, the moon, and the stars? I don't understand that. And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let birds multiply on earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kind. So I guess this is when him decide to make cockroach. Because I don't know why I feel like we need creeping things. We don't need no worm and we don't need no mosquito, sir. With respect. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God said that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all earth, and over all creeping things that creep on earth. Okay, so that don't make me feel as bad eating the fish. Because sometimes I'm like, I feel really bad killing fish and eating off the fish and all the creatures. But we have dominion, so mamas can eat them, right? So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. People, but just realized that my mic was not on. The mic is on now. I am not starting over. So when I talk and think it's real. It's like I can't do it over. This is how it comes is how it comes. So you're just gonna get the camera audio, but now we're live. Oh my goodness. It's only the second episode. There's gonna be trials and errors, okay? Can you hear me now? Okay. And now they're going, so microphone not on. Ugh. All right. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast on earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. All right. So that looks like one chapter. But because we have 7 days, I'm thinking maybe I need to read this second chapter, which is the seventh day God rests. I don't think I should separate them. I figure that those would be together, but it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and read it because I feel like it needs to be 7 days to complete the creation of the world. So I'm going to go ahead with that. All right, so the second chapter, the seventh day, God rests. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God finished the work that he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work and that he had done. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. Okay. Does God need to rest? Or is that something for us, like kind of making the humans know you should rest on a Sunday. You don't need to rest, right? I don't know. Maybe it's for us to say we need to rest on a Sunday, which we don't, because people have to work some Sundays. I think that's horrible. People don't be resting really on a Sunday. And when they say make it holy, I guess go to church and yeah. Okay, that's interesting. All right, to continue. The creation of man and woman. Okay, this is where I feel like the second chapter, this should be, I feel like this is Adam and Eve coming up. So I feel like that's where the second chapter should start. I'm not criticizing the Bible. I'm just saying. So do I continue reading this? Because even when I'm looking at chapter 3, it's saying something about the serpent, which I know has to do with the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve. So I feel like that's where that first chapter should have ended. Not criticizing the Bible. It's just what kind of makes sense to me, I think. Yeah. I think I'm going to end it there. I think I'm going to end reading that chapter right there. All right, so yeah. I guess I was asking some of the questions while I was reading, but what does God created us in his own image mean? Not, we don't all look alike. Is it God is all powerful and we're not? He's supposed to be good? Are we all supposed to be good? What does that mean? I feel like part of me wishes I could believe this story fully, because then it gives us a clean answer as to where we came from. But with science and evolution, I have to wrestle with, is this story the real story? Or, what about science and evolution? What does that mean? With what we know about that. So I think it was a nice story. Some of it I don't understand, but if anyone wants to say anything in the comments, what they think about it, I am not 100% sure, and I had a few questions, so if you want to say, give me some answers in the comments. What's another thing that kind of gets to me? How I feel about the Bible is it should not be up for interpretation. I feel like the Bible should be what it is. This is what it is, and that's it. If it is the word of God, what truly happened. When I hear people talk about, well, my understanding is, or this is my interpretation, this is my perception of it, this is what I think of it, I just don't think that should be. I think it should be what it is. And you can't tell me that, oh, well, I think it's this, and somebody else say, I think it's that, because this is the word. It's like in Jamaica, we like to say, like when you're there with your man and you say, anything my man say, a gospel. So anything him say, that I just eat that. So there should be no interpretation, and I feel like if it's up for interpretation, it can be used to manipulate. A priest, a pastor, a husband, a wife, whoever can, well, the Bible says this, because that's what I took from it. The Bible says this, and you have your own interpretation of it. And then you can use that for your own will, which is not correct. I feel that way about the Bible. Like, it should just be what it is. No question, no interpretation. It is what it is. But yeah, so with reading this, I'm not fully sure about the chapters and how they work. I kind of stopped in the beginning of the second chapter. I'm going to have to learn that and figure that out as I go along. But yeah, I like that. I enjoy that. I hope you enjoy it as well. Please tell me if you want me to just read the whole chapter, or you like when well, I guess you don't know because I haven't really done it. But, you like when I'm reading it and then I just kind of have questions while I'm reading it. We'll see. Maybe the next episode I can just read out the chapter. And then we'll see which works best. But yeah, that's going to end this podcast episode. This is the first episode. I hope we have some nice discord in the comments. And yeah, I was about to say something and I forgot. I do apologize for the microphone sound situation. I'm not gonna forget that again. I can't. When something happens, you're like, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to focus on the mic needs to be on. Hello. Then it's not a podcast. It's the mic. It's a mic. Make it a podcast. So, yes, I do apologize for that. I hope the audio is not so bad in the beginning. At least I caught it and we got the middle to the end. But yes, I thank you so much. If you stuck around for this, anything you have for me, just leave it in the comments. This is all positive. This is all respectful. Please, everyone, be respectful and have a wonderful day and night. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. And this has been The Word, My Doubts with me, Dilly. Bye, guys.